Let's do this, Johnny. Hang on. Let me drop our drops for us real quick.
You are now watching the Techtual Talk, hosted by HD and Cybershortieee. Hit the right button.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 214. Cybershortieee is back in the building with us today. You know, she's always doing something, but she's here, man. What's good, Brandon? What's good? Appreciate everybody that come through and support, especially with the new channel and everything going on. I know some people might just be asking like, yo, why y'all put it on a new channel? It's just simple. I think I realized we got two different demos that come to watch the interview style stuff versus this type of show. And so we're going to let it rock on its own thing, and it's going to keep on growing. Because honestly, if you look at the last two, we did like almost 700 views for the first video, and then almost 500 on the other one. Now, the last live we did on actual Textual Chatter's page, I think didn't even hit 800 views.
I don't have to look.
So that was my indication of like, okay, let's pivot.
It's time to sever the ties.
Yep. Let me share this link there real quick. Again, I shared it earlier, but anyways, while we're here, what you been up to?
The most. I don't know. I'm always doing something. You know me. HD.
What did I talk about last week? We talked about The Chi. Do you want to get your thoughts on The Chi?
My thoughts are unfinished because I still haven't finished it. I'm even before Odu get killed.
Are you still back there?
I didn't even watch that episode. Like, I'm there.
You're not missing much. And then 50 just launched.
No, I heard that. Did it make you cry? Did it make you a little tear up?
No.
Little eye water, nothing.
Nah.
I heard it was pretty good.
It was good. I mean, the
last one.
I seen the actor that plays Darnell. He was looking at like I think season 2 of him and Emmett, and he was just like, "Man, you're gonna make me cry looking at this thing." Because I would want to believe that. I truly believe that cast probably became really good friends.
I do. I agree. And I've seen them because when all the kids were on it, because I be following everybody. When all the kids were on it, some of them were showing up to each other's graduation, prom, send-offs, and they all went to prom while they was on the show.
Yeah, for sure. What else? We had I'll get into it in a second, but last night we had some boxing, and Cepeda beat Roach. I know everybody thought Roach was going to win just because he had a pretty good showing against Tank, but
he really did. I ain't even watching.
But I think, but not. And honestly, now that I'm looking at him, I seen him in his last 3 fights. I just think he came in really prepared to fight Tank, and Tank Kylie was on some BS and thought he was going to knock Buddy out because that's how it's looking based on the last couple of things. He hadn't looked real special to me. He's looked solid, but other than that. We are now in August.
Amen.
We in August, so it'll eventually start cooling down a little bit for us.
What? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah. Cooling down?
What the sun ever did to you?
Man, it'd be hot. It'd be so hot to be hot out at nighttime.
That's the best part of the summer is when you go outside and it's still hot.
It is not.
Outside.
It's not. You're just saying that because you was in Michigan for most of your life.
And I'm enjoying this.
Exactly. That's why you're saying that.
I'm enjoying this sun. I ain't gonna lie. It do be like, it'd be intense. It could be a little less intense, but I'm not complaining. I'm not ready for it to get cool or cold anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure. And football season, everybody state your team. Y'all know me. Go Broncos.
You know me.
Bo Nix.
Go Cowboys.
She's a Lions fan.
I am. Why would you lie like that? No, I'm not. I don't even have nothing Lions. My family are Lions fans.
You really don't like the Lions?
No, just because I'm from Michigan. No, no. I feel like I'm more of a Cowboys fan because I'm here. I've done.
Yeah, I see her.
I've done more Cowboy stuff here than I ever have. I never went to a Lions game ever.
Yeah, but I think primarily it's because when you was growing up, Lions was trash.
They still is trash.
No, they not. They be in the playoffs now.
They're not winning.
They're super close to going.
If you're not winning, you trash.
But no, they was really close to going to the Super Bowl.
Really close. It's not close enough.
Almost counts when you've been the Lions.
I don't think so.
But no, let me get these topics up here that we got for everybody. Give me a second. And then I need to click the topics on. Right. All right, so today we got exposed Claude chats, U.S. waters being attacked with water systems, Huggle versus OpenAI continued, Okta bought a AI security startup for 200 M's, and Australia social media ban. And in between those topics, we definitely got some other interesting things. And let's actually have fun and start the show off with what I was talking about to you. That'll be a good icebreaker to start the show off with.
Let's get it, shawty. What was the icebreaker?
Bonnet or no bonnet?
Oh, okay. No bonnet.
Is it? I think I'm spelling this wrong. Is it BONNETT or one T?
BONNET.
Okay. I don't wear them, so I wouldn't know.
2 T's is sick.
What's the official statement from Tuskegee?
It's tough. Let me pull. I was just looking at it.
Yeah, they rolled out a dress code. Let's see.
I think it's over here. The university has developed a new policy for student attire on campus, classroom attendance, and cell phone use in classrooms. Tuskegee students now have a dress code for public and professional places. The student handbook requires students to arrive on campus with a business suit and proper shoes for a business meeting, the message continued. Students are prohibited from wearing revealing clothing in class, to the cafeteria, or in official settings like convocation. They are also not able to wear bedroom shoes, bonnets, or do-rags to class or the cafeteria. The updated policy also limits revealing or sexually explicit clothing as part of a broader effort to prepare students for the workforce. The goal here is not meant to restrict you from enjoying the Tuskegee experience, but to prepare you with a solid foundation for the workforce you will enter once you leave Tuskegee. Employers are less forgiving, and too often presentation may overrule stellar preparation. Blah, 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 blah. This is really insane. Okay, it also extends dress expectations to classrooms and cafeterias. Hats, bonnets, headscarves, caps, hoods, do-rags, bandanas, sunglasses, and other non-religious or non-medically required head coverings should be removed while in the classroom or cafeteria unless they are required for documented medical, religious, cultural, or university-approved purposes, the student dress code states.
I'm finna move. And you could probably. There we go. You good?
Yes.
Okay. What you think? You want to go first?
I'm not mad. I mean, I feel like when we were coming up, we had elders and our grandparents, our parents who set the record straight for us and told us it was a time and a place for everything. It's a time and a place for you to wear more revealing clothing in the classroom. It's not one of those places. It's not a time or a place for you to show up to class with your bonnet on. I mean, I'm not mad at it. If you don't learn it now while you're young, you're going to grow up and be an adult who thinks that is acceptable behavior or an acceptable appearance. And then that boils over to the kids that you raise, you know what I mean? And people just not knowing better. If you knew better, you do better. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's kind of layered for me because see, I didn't know they said you couldn't wear like your do-rag or your bonnet, like what said cafeteria.
Well, I mean, what does the cafeteria got to do with anybody? I'm talking about like
I understand
class.
the class. Yeah. For class,
like, to class, graduations. I think you can't tell people what to do at the cafeteria, especially if you ain't going to class. Now, granted, I don't want to see nobody in the cafeteria with their bonnet on. So if they looking at bonnets the same way they look at do-rags, it's head protection, so be it. I
think it's because if we want to be honest, if we was to type in a black person in a bonnet right now, it's gonna be probably like the most like ghettoest picture you can find. Somebody like posted that other day of somebody in a bonnet and whatever she had on. Typically, when you see people in bonnets, it looks like they just roll out of bed or you came to your child's school with a robe on and a bonnet and house slippers.
You didn't put your best effort forward. And granted, I'm having a bad hair day today, but it's not in the bonnet. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. back in my day, I saw the young ladies, they would put their hair in a ponytail and put the Nike hat on. It was like, it's a bad hair day. It was.
You can do something to make it look presentable that doesn't involve you coming to class in a bonnet or a do-rag. Now, guys, I'd be feeling bad because when you need a haircut, when you ain't had a haircut in 3 months, you can tell you ain't had no haircut in 3 months. It's different when you ain't had your hair done in 3 months and a guy ain't had his haircut in 3 months. It's a different type of embarrassment, I feel like, that men feel, which is why they be having the do-rag on all the time.
Well, some people wear it as a styling, though. Like, there's a quarterback for the Falcons. And
but I'm not talking about them for style. I'm talking about the people.
Yeah, but I'm saying even like we kind of grew up with that being the fashion, the do-rags, the headbands, the jersey. Some people wear it like that, like more of a fashion statement. I think they are trying to want to be more professional. I think the part that everybody just glanced over was they were so mad about you can't wear house slippers and bonnets.
Why would you be in class with slippers on? Come on. That's what I'm saying. We got to have some cool people.
Yeah, I think because, the difference is like, I used to do like sweatpants.
Me too. Nike slides, t-shirt.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But never house shoes.
Never gave house shoes. Never gave bonnet.
And, but the biggest one that people
pajamas.
They said they need to wear suits.
Do you remember the suits was a reach? The suits was a reach. But I mean, like, do you have a presentation? You know what I mean? Is it because if you have a presentation, you should be dressing up?
But like on Coach Carter and remember the Titans?
We was talking about that. All he wanted them to do was get a little. It wasn't even a high GP. It was like a 2.5.
No, he said, "Hey, y'all too good to go to Goodwill. Y'all can't go get y'all no suit or nothing." I think they're just because if you think about the generation,
bring it back.
The generation of kids that's in school now, what do we talk about all the time when it comes to Gen Z? They lack what?
Professional skills.
So they are trying to help them because they know they're going to put them in a job market that's unforgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And they are trying to, like, a lot of people are getting mad and pressed about it. I seen one guy saying, people don't know about this if you never went to school and yada, yada, yada. But no. And also people are doing the whole PWI, HBCU thing. It really don't matter because if you go back to when our grandparents, when they was coming up, them people had on suits. The ladies came out presentable.
Every day.
And a lot
business casual was the thing for sure.
And then a lot of people's argument is always, well, white people do this and that. I'm like, listen, the way we were dressing back then, it had nothing to do with white people. We took care of ourselves.
Yeah.
We went out and looked right. And then don't make us get into how everybody was smaller back then as well.
But I feel like, I don't know. I come from a family who would tell you like, no, that's not it. They don't care who you is. You could be one of my friends coming around. No, that's inappropriate.
I think it's the same thing. Like,
it takes a village. It takes a village.
It's the same thing how people say, hey, no sagging pants. We don't want you sagging.
Exactly. It takes a village. It takes somebody who cares about you to tell you that that's not, it's the time. It's not the right time or place for that. We're not saying you can't ever wear it. Just don't wear it to class.
Exactly. So if y'all still with us right now and you are in the chat, let us know how you feel about bonnets and house slippers and everything else. Like, if you black, you already know, like, by the time that camera cut on for that interview, you already been judged. So you just want to learn how to be presentable. I mean, it's just the world we live in. Then you'll be mad if they didn't prepare you for a professional workplace and be like, well, at school, they let us wear this to the interview. I wore this.
And people do treat you by how you look.
Mm-hmm.
They'll treat you better.
I see what people wear to interviews all the time. All the time. But I'm going to let you go first. And then we shall get started.
What am I doing? Which one?
Whatever you want to pick.
Okay.
You can do whatever you like.
Let's do Hacker Rehab. So Hacker Rehab, catching kids before the cuffs. So we talked about this a couple of times. In the UK, police are not just arresting teenage hackers. They are knocking on their doors to provide them with some redirection. Now, the program is called Cyberchoices. If you think about it, it's kind of like a rehab situation for young, quote unquote, hackers. Instead of a courtroom, a kid gets a cyber officer showing up, sitting them down, and then pointing all of that talent towards training, certifications, and legitimate careers that they could do. Now, there's a kid, obviously, in every story. This particular story, there was a 16-year-old who hacked his own school's computers twice just to get past any sites that were blocked and to prove that he could basically outsmart the IT staff. His mom obviously didn't fully realize how serious what he had done was, so she actually called the police herself. And so the result of that kind of situation was that now an officer mentors him, and the plan is to walk him into a university campus and show him the cybersecurity degree that he could potentially earn one day. So same kid, same skills, but obviously showing him a completely different destination. And I think that that pipeline is kind of something important to say, because we talked about, like, my undergraduate is in criminal justice, so I could take it there. But this whole rehabilitation piece.
You know what that's thought about?
What?
That Sean Kingston song, "Shawty, I can take you there."
He was popping back then. But kids rarely grow up wanting to be criminals. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna grow up, I'm gonna be a criminal. As a kid, that's not really how they think. And so the pattern is really the same. They're usually very curious at that age. First, so they're curious, they start experimenting and trying different things, testing the systems, trying to see if they can bypass set restrictions. And then they start stumbling into these communities that are online where they're able to get more encouragement, right? Or sometimes, understand that there may be a financial aspect or component to this behavior. And so this program is obviously just trying to catch them at that fork in the road before they turn that curiosity into a record, I would say. The officer did say that a lot of these kids are neurodiverse, which means that their brains are wired for these type of things. And sometimes more at home with computers than in social situations are how these kids are typically found because of that divergence. And so knowing that that's not a flaw for them to punish, and maybe a gift to the system if they can figure out a way to motivate that behavior to do it in a different way. So I don't know. I thought that was, we talked about this before. I think we talked about it last week, but I just love that program. I really do. And I think that everybody is not afforded the same hand in life. Yeah. And I just think about, kids who lack social skills, and the computer becomes their friends and chat rooms become their friends, and they just kind of get themselves into sticky situations that they can't get out of.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Thing came out. but no, hey, guess what? They didn't have no 5 years experience, but they was able to hack it.
That part.
Speaking of
scrub kitties.
But not even that. When I think about this, is like you said, kids are mostly influenced. These kids probably were watching like Mr. Robot or something.
Or even starting off being a gamer and knowing you can cheat the game.
But I think it goes into, because I thought about this the other day. I was driving. I said, why did they settle on the 16-year-old age for kids to be able to actually legally drive? And I thought about kids' perception of how a kid thinks. They don't understand the ramifications of things that they do or why it's wrong.
Their brain isn't fully developed.
And then you just said they're also neurodivergent. So the way that they perceive things is a much more ones and zeros type of thing versus all the nuances of why you shouldn't do something. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think that's good, because now that they could be.
If it was my kid, God forbid, I would want them to be able to receive a chance of rehabilitation and not just punishing them as an adult.
If he was able to hack and stuff, they should like, well, why he was able to hack it? Meaning like your stuff shouldn't have been hacked that easy.
That too, though. That too. But also there being a learned behavior, and you know.
And I think,
but because they might not even I'm just curious. I just want to see if I can do it. I might not understand that this is actually a big federal crime that I'm committing. So also understanding the trouble you can get in.
Yeah, for sure. But I think what's cool is that they should get them, like, everybody, if they can do this, real jobs, like, let me work. Y'all obviously need me because y'all old people can't stop me. And that goes back to like a conversation that Lee and I always have, is about years of experience does not indicate like your actual expertise, because some people have not did the stuff they used to do in 5 years.
And some people who only been in the game for 3 months and experienced a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of, while we talking about this, we were also talking about how people can get these high-level certifications without real experience. And why the reason why cert culture is laughable is this young woman. Now, remember, we might still be mutuals on TikTok, so that's not even talking about her in a way. But she's trying to transition. She's a teacher, but she she just finished a master's at WGU. She has a CISM, a CISSP, and something else. And I said it to Lee, I was like, she ain't really got no real experience. So it's like, you got all this stuff, but now you like trying to transition when like your time was probably while you was at WGU, or maybe, I don't know, do masters people qualify for early career roles?
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm asking for real.
Well, it depends. Sometimes it depends on the employer. Sometimes they accept master's degree and bachelor's degree. It just depends. But in my experience, yes.
Okay. No, I'm asking because I've realized that a lot of people coming out of school are not doing their due diligence. Like, I had a call with a client. I was like, bro, you should be typing this in on Google. Early career cybersecurity roles.
Mm-hmm.
And it came up with nothing with companies that had early career things specifically for people like him. I said, y'all are not utilizing the stuff that's out there for y'all. And y'all trying to go straight to a 3 to 5 year roles.
Industry
and that's
hire.
why y'all not getting picked up.
Yep.
And
that's my advice. If you're going to go to school, you better take advantage of the stuff that's in your face.
Exactly. But no, I think that was cool. See, but you know what? The UK is progressive in ways that the US is not.
They eating us up in a lot of ways. I ain't gonna lie.
Remind me, I'll tell you off camera of something else that I actually believe. I won't say it now, but I'll tell you off camera of something about the UK and the US that I have an theory about that one day I'll probably say on camera once I can back up some more. But you know, I like to be what you call it. Hold on, who is this? Y'all obviously need me, but seriously, give them a job with those skills. No, exactly. Let's get into your favorite platform.
Apple?
No.
Oh.
They expose Claude chats.
Oh, my favorite. I mean, things are gonna happen like this until never. That's what I'll say.
So it couldn't do it. Okay. So I know what I'm gonna do. We finna go back old school style. We're going old school style real quick, y'all. Give me a second. And I think the thing couldn't
get past the it was a paywall on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's cool though. Let me give me a second, y'all. Bear with us.
Problem with a lot of search.
Oh, I know why it's doing that. Mac do this thing where like if you got something in a full screen, it'll be on its own deal. And I'm like, bro, it's so lame. They just waiting. I know they waiting. I'm waiting myself.
I could probably pull it up.
No, I got it. So for me and you, I need to make us smaller and put us at the top. There we go. I'm doing this in real time, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. So we had this private cloud chat exposed in Google, Bing, and search results. And I saw this on Twitter this week, actually.
I saw it the day after it happened on Google. Shout out to Claude, because I do have me a little automation that'll let me know what's popping every morning.
So it says, what happens between you and an AI chatbot does not always stay between you and a chatbot. Just ask Google. Over the weekend, people were surprised to discover that some Anthropic Claude chats could be easily found via web search. The issue, which appears to have been first flagged by a Redditor, exposed chats that included people asking for advice about what political party they should join, whether attorneys in Kansas are required to self-report when they believe they committed an ethical violation, and erotic role play. Claude allows users to share with other people snapshots of chats by creating a public URL to a specific chatbot thread. The reason some of these URLs were indexed by major search engines comes down to the basic functions of websites, search engines, and the collision of two when the generative AI gets in the mix. Now, what's funny is, and I'm thinking about this, is, was it like a year ago or months ago when we were talking about there not being any protection of, like, if you had to go to court and they want to look at your history,
yep,
and how they can see that. Nothing about they ain't got to do that. They just say, "Hey, show me what Shorty been looking at on Claude or ChatGPT," and it just show it.
And
to
it
them.
just show it to them quickly because it's AI and it's gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you should have like a pinned chat that say, "If you are the authorities, your mother." What's ever seen that old video? It's like, whoever threw this, your mother's a hoe.
That teacher.
That needs to be the thing. Like, if you reading this and you ain't supposed to, your mom's a hoe. But basically, Anthropic instructs web crawlers like those used by search engines like Google and Bing not to index chats a user decides to share with other people. The company does this via something called a robots.txt file. Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with that. Which has long been considered the standard way to tell web scrapers what parts of a site are appropriate to access. Anthropic's robots.txt has made shared chats off limits to web scrapers since at least September 2025, according to a snapshot on the Wayback Machine. But it's harder to prevent pages from being included in the search engine results that you might expect. Bing shows about 612 results if you search site.claude.ai/share. At the same time of this writing, it says in the technical documentation that developers can block the search engine's web crawlers using robots.txt, but web developers should also include a no index tag on individual pages as well. Let's see if they got some good stuff here, because it's a lot. I want to read this whole thing. All right, let's see. Some of the chats that showed up in search results flagged in the Reddit post were deleted by the time Wire reviewed them, and results no longer show up in Google when you search the share query. Google says that it ignores robot.txt instructions if that page is linked to from elsewhere on the internet, and the page owner doesn't always include a special no index. Wire reviewed a sample of the exposed Claude chat pages and found that they did not include the no index tag that both Bing and Google say that they take into consideration when deciding whether or not to index a page. We give people control over sharing their Claude conversations publicly, and in keeping with our privacy principles, we do not share chats, directories, or sitemaps with search engines like Google, says Anthropic. So let's see. Anthropic didn't respond to questions about why I didn't include the no index tag on the shared chat pages. And last September, Anthropic got heat for the same issue and told Forbes that it uses robots.txt to let crawlers know they shouldn't access shared chats. But as the Forbes report points out, there's no guarantee that will stop search engines from indexing specific web pages. So I'm going to go to this end. Anthropic, Meta, and OpenAI all include instructions in their chatbots robot.txt file that disallow their competitors' web crawlers from accessing any part of the website where the chatbots are hosted. OpenAI and Meta did not respond to a request or comment about the practice. Google did not address Wire's questions about the fact that its competitors are blocking its AI training crawler. Google extended from their chatbot sites. All right, so
when I read it, all I kept thinking was, if you don't know, if you've never used Claude and you don't understand what they're talking about, that public link, it won't make sense to you. But I know exactly what they're talking about. Because if you're trying to share anything with somebody and show them something that you've made, you have to create that public link. But I mean, because it's public, it did say only the people you share this to or share the link with will have access.
Yeah, this insurance is just one of the things where, in this case,
it made me say, I'm not sharing public links anymore. That's what it made me say. Even I don't know if it happened to me.
I don't really share none on my Gemini.
I be making some cool stuff. I'd be like, hey, look at this. I sent it to like my brother or something, but yeah.
That's different. But It reminds me of a diary in a sense, right? You write everything in your diary, then you feel exposed because somebody came and read through your diary.
Part. So be careful what y'all be on there using it for emotional support.
I'm trying to see why they on there talking about erotic play, role play.
No, that's
they getting ideas.
They was definitely getting ideas.
They getting ideas for hostile takeover.
Oh my gosh. I was just about to say that. Literally. Imagine.
Everybody go get Hostile Takeover Part 2 coming soon.
Period.
We trying to get it by Christmas.
We trying.
What you had next for us?
I want to talk about the water.
Okay.
America's water under attack. So this past week, more than 30 community water systems across Minnesota got hit in a coordinated cyber attack. Some utilities had to shut off the automatic systems and run everything by hand. Now, the drinking water was never compromised. Nobody's tap obviously turned different colors. Service was still on, but the systems running that water, that is what was touched. Now, the hackers went after something called a PLC, a programmable logic controller. Think of a PLC as the hands and eyes of a water plant. It's the little industrial computer that opens the valves, runs the pumps, and reports back what's happening. It is not the water. It's the controls for the water. In this attack, the hackers changed passwords to lock the operators out and flip settings to knock devices offline. In one small town, Braham, I believe that's how you say it, the crew caught a malfunctioning pump, isolated it, restored a backup, and had it running again in about 90 minutes. Obviously, that's a win. That's a blueprint. That's how we want things to be, but that's not the reality for a lot of folks. Now, where things get spicy are when investigators are looking into whether Iran is behind this. Obviously, that hasn't been confirmed yet, but they've openly said that the assessment could change and that somebody could even be faking an Iranian fingerprint to stir the pot while the U.S. and Iran are in conflict. And then it went political. We had some comments that were stating that it was publicly pushed back on Iran, again, pointing the finger at the state of Minnesota instead of Iran. So you've got intelligence sources leaning one way, the White House leaning a different way. When the experts and the president obviously can't agree on who did it, that tells you how hard attribution really is. And this isn't just Minnesota's problem. CISA, the Federal Cybersecurity Agency, dropped a national alert. Attackers are hunting these exposed water controllers everywhere, even at utilities with mature security programs. Our water is under attack. Not shocked. I think that we talked about this before, and we'll say it again. I think that this is what warfare would look like.
Oh, yeah. And the fact, like,
it's not always going to be a combat battle at all.
Yeah. And I think, let me see something. Keep filibustering for me while I look for something real quick.
I think that I'm a big water drinker. I don't know. It's a little nerve-wracking to think about something happening to our water. Forget the fact that we won't get to the water, but if something were to happen to the water, chemically speaking, and now it's not drinkable, unsafe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is why there's been a big push for people to get into OT. And so, like, Gabe had a post this week. Shout out to Gabe. He is, let's give his title. He's the executive director, OT and cybersecurity at Jacobs. And he made a post. He said, the recent attacks targeting municipal water systems are another reminder of something the OT cybersecurity community has known for years. Internet connected control systems without appropriate security controls create unnecessary risk. Operational efficiencies that come from remote connectivity should never come at the expense of cybersecurity. From recent OT pen tests and technical cyber services, I've seen far too many newly deployed OT environments with missing hardening, weak configurations, and even default credentials still in place. These aren't theoretical risk anymore, but rather the type of gaps that adversaries are and will continue to exploit. We are actively assisting victim water organizations navigate their response, activities, and incident remediations. At Jacobs, we're helping water and wastewater utilities build resilience through a secure by design engineering approach. Many mention secure by design, but as we're leading out in many critical infrastructure projects globally, the incorporation of cyber isn't a question for us. If your water organization has been affected by the recent attack, or evaluating its OT environment, or even looking to strengthen its cyber resilience, feel free to reach out. Happy to share lessons learned and discuss practical approaches. But yeah, OT is where it's at right now.
Yeah. SCADA.
Mm-hmm.
SCADA systems.
ICS.
Yep. I remember learning about it in school. I didn't have much exposure outside of the labs, but I did learn a lot. It is a niche area, and if you can get in where you fit in.
Yep. Everybody, look, listen to our new drop real quick.
And I'm Cybershortieee.
I ain't got mine yet, but
wait, what was I saying?
Huh?
I said am Cybershortieee.
It was like I just found an intro where you saying Cybershortieee.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I could probably take it to say just Cybershortieee, but I think it's funnier to say I'm Cybershortieee. But so LinkedIn, they got their little news section and everything else, and they had a good topic.
What's T?
Let me see if I can find it because I think I said it. Ooh, I spelled that wrong. But it pretty much was about LeBron. If anybody don't know, LeBron took the minimum to play with the Philadelphia 76ers. I think it's like 1 or 2 years, $8 million. I don't know if it's a year or 2 years, but I'm not getting the particular. But that's a very big pay cut.
Huge pay
for
cut.
him. But let me see where we at. The question was going to be, when is it time to take a pay cut? Because you think about it.
That's a good topic.
In our fields, everybody's all about go get the bag, go get the bag, go get the bag. But here's what happens sometimes. Like for the people who, I'm pro job hopping, but I'm not pro job hopping that you just job hop into the same role over and over and over again. Because what that does is it restricts your growth to where now you're not probably learning anything new. Mm-hmm. So you may be getting paid more than you was at your last role, but now when the going gets tough, you had a ceiling. So having said all that, there may be times strategically in your career where you need to take a backup and take like a little cut. And I ain't talking about like taking the cuts where you can't pay your bills. I'm talking about like, something modest. Let's say you capped out. Well, let's say right now you're currently making $180,000, but you only need maybe $150,000 to pay your bills. And there's a new role that comes up that's going to give you a new set of skills, but it only pays $165,000. I say you go take that role. Yeah, you probably ain't gonna be doing everything you're doing at 180, but if you go take that 165, now you got them new skills. Now your next paycheck you may be making, yearly thing may be 220. Versus if you kept on chasing the 180s, you may only top out at 180. So I think it's better to take a pay cut if it's strategic and you having a vision for the long-term success of your career versus not having any type of strategy and you just trying to, we should all, like Dolph say, get the money. However, if you ain't strategizing, you're going to get stuck.
I'm with you. Sometimes you going to have to take a pay cut, especially when you just now starting out. Beggars can't be choosers. And I took a pay cut.
Well, I'm not even talking about starting out. Like, for example, let's say hypothetical. I know you want to be I think you want to work in cyber law one day, right? Okay. Now, let's say you done ran the bag up at your current company, but the opportunity to do cyber law comes up for you. And
it's going to be a pay cut regardless. I know that, and I'm willing to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because of what?
Yeah. Because, you got to start small to get big. And being a lawyer is based on experience. You're not going to just jump out the door getting partner money.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm just saying that's a strategy.
Yeah.
So where somebody say, "Are you stupid?"
But people do get stuck in that. Oh, I'm only going here if I'm going to make some more money. But if you're getting a new skill set, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You got to be strategic enough to help yourself meet your goals.
Yeah. So, like for example, I've seen this over the 6 years doing the career coaching. I've had guys come to me and they talking about, yeah, man, I'm trying to, mind you, sometimes these people ain't even made the type of money they think they're finna pivot to make. Yeah, I'm trying to pivot and I want to make the $120,000. But I've had smart potential clients say, hey, I've been saving up my money. I know that I may have to take a Like there'll be a high earner in one field. Let's say like one guy at the time, he was like a store manager for Home Depot. So he was making like 6 figures. He said, I know if I pivot, I may not make this 6 figures right now. But he was like, I know in a year or two, I'll be able to surpass what I'm currently making. And that's the way you got to look at it.
Yep.
Or I got a good example for y'all, for my boxing fans. Mr. Keyshawn Davis. Mr. Keyshawn Davis. The split was going to be, I think the split is with him and Devin Haney was like 70-30. And Devin was getting paid, I think they put a purse bid in for like $8 million. Devin was going to get like $6 million or something like that. And no, actually, let me take it back. They initially offered Keyshawn $3 million to fight. And he turned that down. So with the purse bid, and he ended up getting less money than he was initially getting offered. But here's the kicker. His career high purse is only $1 million. So he couldn't see the vision of, hey, why am I trying to get the $5 million? I've never made over $1 million. Let me take what I'm getting, win the fight, and now I can make the $5 to $6 to $7 million. He didn't have no strategy for his career. Now he's allegedly saying that it wasn't him, but Jay Prince told him to do that. But listen,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care. Jerry.
Listen, you the boss. He worked for you, not the other way around. You should have took that money and got that bread. But now we don't know who you're gonna fight. You're not a star like that. And there's other things too. I'm gonna get out the boxing realm and I'm gonna get back on to just regular people working. These people, some of them are not the highly sought out candidates. They don't have all the skills. And so they're missing opportunities to make more money because that's all they focused on. And that runs you into a wall. I could just tell you that. Between that, and I will also tell people this.
Somebody gonna hear this and say, I'm still not doing it. And they're gonna be in the same spot.
I would tell them this. If you hadn't interviewed in the last 6 months, you need to blow your resume off and start applying and start interviewing. So in case you get laid off or something happen, you're going to be ready and you got to get ready.
Ooh, getting ready.
Because I'm telling you right now, it's just like if you ain't been to the gym in a long time and you try, oh yeah, last time I was in the gym, I know I was hitting 225. You get on there, your arms start shaking. You ain't hit it in a long time. You ain't did legs. You in there shaking. Look, you got to keep it up.
Legs
you got to
trembling.
keep, no matter what, I don't care how good the job is, you got to keep interviewing. Period. You're going to, 1, stay ahead of the game. 2, figure out what's new in your field that you can learn because the company's going to be looking for the new technologies. Even though I seen, while we're talking, I wonder if I could, let me see if I can screenshot and sitting here. But it was hilarious, man. My God, a friend of the show, the Job Father. I'm going to show this picture to you. Let me see what's the bookmark. I know I bookmarked it. Hope they
You be having me cracking up.
Oh, yeah, he said he's sending all the fake Job Father assistant deceases. Oh, we got one I didn't put up here. It's about privacy in Snapchat. I might read that in a second. I thought I liked it, bro. He had one. Yahoo had a role talking about you need to have 10 years experience in Claude or something like that. I swear to God, it was hilarious.
Please, ain't even been around for 10 years.
Exactly. While I'm actually here, let me go ahead and read this because people think they Snapchats and everything is so private. And
Snap been going strong for more than 10 years.
So this is a new page I found. He's called the IT guy. He said a 22-year-old student teacher in Illinois sent a private Snapchat message to her boyfriend and 2 roommates. A student had walked up to her laptop and deleted her lesson plan mid-class frustrated. She typed something like, should I shoot him with a gun emoji? Venting 4 people private group chat. An hour later, police walked into her school and arrested her. Here's what happened in between. Snapchat's AI scanned a private message flagged as potential threat, automatically reported to the FBI. The FBI forwarded to the local law enforcement. Deputies arrived at that school within an hour. She cooperated immediately, handed over her phone. When shown the message, she said, oh, yes, okay, yeah. I'm realizing that was a bad joke. I didn't mean it in all seriousness. Police determined she was not a threat. School officials determined she was not a threat. Prosecutors reviewed and issued a disorderly conduct charge. She was released the next morning. She lost her student teaching placement. This means Snapchat scans private messages, not just public posts or stories, private group chats between you and your closest contacts. Automated AI. No human reviewed it at first. Got flagged and reported. Snapchat AI is doing arrows to FBI, local police, school arrests, and other an hour. Snapchat's privacy policy says it may share your information with law enforcement when it believes there's a risk and harm. The definition of risk and harm is determined by an algorithm. You are not told when a message is flagged. You are not told when a report is filed. You find out when the police arrive. The message wasn't private. I mean, the message was private, but it wasn't. And so that's for the people that still using Snapchat. So that's kind of crazy. I would sue them because they got it wrong. There was no context to believe she was going to actually shoot the
That
kid.
is so insane. That's so insane. But I think that most things are scanning our messages, maybe except for iMessage, but like social media platforms. Yeah. Pictures, videos, the content of the conversation, just like you said. That's insane. That's so embarrassing too.
Man, not only that, just imagine
now you out of a job.
Remember, were you a big fan of Bernie Mac show?
Not a big fan, but I watched it.
Do you remember he got trouble when he told one of them he'll beat them to the white meat show?
No, but I can imagine.
But imagine saying that on Snapchat now that CPS at your house.
No, literally.
Because they read it. They said, did you say you're going to beat them to the white meat show?
That's scary. I mean, you got to pick and choose these messaging platforms. Dang.
You be like, America, what's that wrong?
The FBI forwarded to the local police.
I'm suing everybody.
And she lost her job?
I'm suing everybody.
Even after they found out that she wasn't really...
I beg your pardon?
I'm suing everybody. You got to, because it's like... You fired me, like, I don't... like, let's say I don't even own no gun. I'm suing you.
That not owning the gun is crazy.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Look, I know how she was when they walked up in there in the class. Like, she just knew. Like, how did they know?
She knew for sure.
I definitely would sue Snapchat because Snapchat probably didn't tell everybody that either when they would put that change in the focus.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, if you using Snapchat right now,
don't. I'm just kidding.
Remember down the DMs by Yo Gotti? AI is looking at all that, and if they get breached, you know what's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the DMs.
It go down in the DM. It go down.
I just love that song.
Oh, I was just about to say the part. Yeah, you know exactly.
Snapchat mean that.
Yeah. Girl, my DM popping. My DM
just caught a body.
Oh
man, but I used to love that video too.
I don't remember it.
Man, because DJ Khaled was on there. He was like, "She's smart. She loyal." He said, "Billy Sorrell's like, what am I supposed to do to this?" He said, "One word for you: prenup." It go down in the DMs. I might watch that video right after this because I'm like, now I'm joking out about it. But in all seriousness, guys, like just be vigilant out there.
Gotta be. Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. Send this to one of your friends that's in your small hometown that's still on Snapchat, because I know a lot of folks back in my city are still heavily prevalent on Snapchat.
Right. And then if you are still in the video right now,
hit the right button.
You see your shoes over there for do something. Bring it to me.
Oh Lord.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta have your peripheral head always on the swivel when you got kids. But yeah, what you had next?
I have
You want to do Huggable versus OpenAI?
AI HuggingFace?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said Huggable, didn't I?
Yes. So when the hacker is the AI HuggingFace. So this one definitely sounds like science fiction, and it's not, but this really, really, really happened. AI platform HuggingFace got hit by a fully autonomous AI-powered cyber attack. And the plot twist was that OpenAI admitted the quote-unquote hacker was one of its own AI models. So they're saying that their model broke out of a testing environment and into HuggingFace's protected systems while trying to beat a benchmark. And AI was obviously in a scenario off the leash, hacking a real company by itself. Now everybody's first instinct is to scream the robots are attacking, but the experts told a smarter story, and this is the mature take. The techniques the AI used, the same ones that a human hacker would use, nothing exotic. Better traditional defenses could have stopped it, which is what we always say. Now, what made this different was speed and noise. This AI agent performed around 17,600 actions in about 4.5 days, breaking in, doing recon, stealing passwords, moving around. A human user would have tiptoed. And the thing about this is that it was not insanely noisy because nobody told it to be quiet. It just wanted to finish the task. And the gut punch is that HuggingFace's tools actually saw the attack and flagged it as a signal. The system never escalated it to a human fast enough. One analyst called it the exact gap between seeing and stopping. Now, the kicker, to dig through 17,000 plus actions is pretty crazy. Hugging Face had to bring in its own AI to help. AI attacked them, and AI also helped to clean up the process. And I think that's what the world will be like. We'll see more AI attacks, and we'll see more AI solutions and systems helping us uncover what happened during said attack. But that was crazy.
Yeah. And so this is one of those things where it's kind of just similar how technology has advanced and progressed to the most part. Like blue teamers are probably worried about this, but think about it, like back in the day, DDoS was like the scariest thing. Then you started getting better firewalls that can block this stuff, better WAFs that can block the stuff. So what's going to happen is now everybody's going to have a layer of AI tools that's going to be looking for detections. Like it may be an automation, like, hey, a threshold. If you see, what is it, like 17,000 attacks in half hours?
4.5 days.
So what's 17,000 divided by 4?
Bye.
Let me see. So they did pretty much 4250. So if we do divided by 24, that means like 177 attacks an hour. So our threshold would probably be if we see more than 50 attacks an hour.
Yeah.
To automatically start our AI detection to fight back whatever it is.
Triaging and breaking down, shutting things down, isolating systems. Yeah.
So that it always just boils back down to better detections. So that, because the thing is always to try to frame it as like in my notes it said the speed symmetry. Human SOC analysts operate in minutes and hours. An AI agent executing thousands of actions per hour across automated machine speed, detection, and containment. But the key word I'll take out of that is detection. Now you got to prepare for speed. Like your detection rules should already be checking for bot-like type of activity.
But now it's a new type. It's a new type of detection, new types of techniques.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not new type, just faster. So it's just
in a new context.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I wonder how do they frame the AI stuff? Do they frame it as bots? Like, for example, in any company that got like web applications where people got to use stuff a lot of times, people use bots to figure out what information they can do if they can get access to it. It's kind of similar with these agents or whatever they're doing, but it may be the forensic trails they may leave may be a little bit different, especially when it's probably like mostly probably gonna show up on a network or what they doing. Or I would just love to unpack, like if they share everything that they did in like a full write-up. I think that is like the most interesting thing to me to see exactly, because this is the stuff that the detection teams have to start deploying now to prepare for these things versus waiting until you get hit.
Yep.
Because you can't understand the onslaught. You're gonna have to fight fire with fire when it comes to the AI attacks.
But folks aren't also staying relevant enough to this type of information.
I agree.
I was trying to look up the TTPs for agents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. But since we are here, let's it's not what we're looking for. Let's switch the move real quick. While we're on AI, I think this is perfect to talk about. So let me go right here. Scene 3. Man, stuff be coming. There we go. All right. You can see this, right?
Yes.
All right, y'all, it's been coming out now that big companies are now telling their investors that they're going to need to start hiring again if they want to meet their targets. Executives across industries are all saying they're now needing to expand their headcount and accelerate their hiring, which of course is a stark contrast to the narrative and the layoffs over the past couple of years of AI is going to just replace everyone magically. Seems like they got a little overexcited there. Companies are realizing now that AI just isn't working. Many executives were actually quoted saying that the costs and the limitations of AI are now demanding that people get added back. And these are the two things that we've been seeing for a while now. One is the limitations. AI is simply just not contributing to productivity. The amount of time it needed to fix all of its mistakes just completely evens out any potential time that could be saved. And that's not even to mention the fact that the quality is a major downgrade as it's just all regurgitated slop. People, the customers can tell, all right? So it's not saving any time and it's not producing anything of value. So it's really just not useful. But then the other big thing is the costs. The AI companies are no longer subsidizing the token costs. So now all these executives are starting to see the real costs of running these AI, and it's very expensive. If we factor those two things together, the decrease in output quality and the increase in the input costs, it just means that AI is just destroying these companies' bottom lines. And obviously, that's all these executives care about. And this is what I've been saying for a while now. Once these executives see the numbers of AI, they're going to drop it. They don't care about AI. They only care about profit margins. Before, when there was the narrative of AI is magic and it's going to replace everyone, they were happy to fire them because, hypothetically, they could just stop paying people and then their profits would go up. But now that it's clear that AI not only does a worse job than humans, but is also more expensive, they drop it without a second thought. It's just simple dollars and cents, okay? Business is business is business.
What you think?
I could see where he's going. I don't fully agree.
I think I do. Based on what I'm knowing about Q3 recently in hiring, I would have to agree. I relate AI similar to the big cloud push. Because there's companies that's going back at least not all the way on-prem, but they definitely moving back on-prem because they want to save some money. Because they thought moving to the cloud was supposed to be so cheaper for them until they realized it wasn't. Same thing with AI. Okay, we're relying on AI to work as if it's people, or the selling point is, hey, you don't got to worry about them taking a break or all this other stuff, and pretty much they don't stop. Yeah, sure they don't stop, but that price, it don't stop either.
Mm-hmm.
So where you thought you were saving money, and like you said, because even in my tools to use AI in content creation have doubled in price. So imagine what companies are seeing when they're like.
Well, I do think there's definitely a price thing, a token thing. I think we still haven't figured that out. We still haven't figured out. We don't even know how much it costs to run a prompt. You know what I mean? Like, it's still very ambiguous and unclear for everybody. It's not even just the big folks, the big dogs. Even us with the new was it the Fable model? And they gave you some free credits or tokens, and then you just kind of had to see if it was gonna last or how much it was gonna suck up when you ran your next prompt. So I think it'll be interesting to see over the next few years how we better understand the cost of these prompts and the things that we're trying to do.
Yeah, and I think if it was helping them make more money, they probably wouldn't care. But if it's not directly contributing to them to make more revenue,
and it's most times it's to help you do something.
And you have to think about this too. You can't blindly, when he was talking about the AI, let's literally just go back to the Snapchat AI. It doesn't understand context that this was a joke. It 1 and 0'd it and said, oh, this is a threat. Go get them.
Mm-hmm.
That AI has to be QA'd. You can't just rely on it to say it's doing the right work. You have to verify that the work is real, is good. And it's with all different type of, like, they're going to be pretty much probably, I haven't seen it, but I might type it in right now while I'm doing this. Let me see. AI QA roles. Yeah, so I don't know how true this is, but it's like ZipRecruiter showed me like $27 through $57 an hour AI QA jobs in Dallas, right? Because they're going to have to verify all this stuff, and that's separate from the other QA.
I'm going to recommend that to a friend who I know previously did a QA role.
Let's see, AI Solutions QA Analyst. I'm reading this job role for y'all guys. This is real time. Let's see. It's a company called McDermott, Will, and Schultz. So this seems like it might be a law firm. Yes, it is a law firm. It's a global law firm that brings together more than 1,700 plus lawyers and 1,400 business professionals. So the job description is McDermott, Wheel and Short is building one of the most ambitious AI programs in the legal industry. And quality, they even wrote the job description with AI. They got the M dashes in here. As we deploy AI-powered solutions across legal practices and operational teams, we need someone who can own the full quality lifecycle from unit test and edge cases through system testing, performance, and CI/CD pipeline integration. The AI solutions QA analyst partners directly with our analysts and engineering teams to ensure every solution we ship is tested, reliable, and production ready. Leveraging AI to do it faster. So what you'll do, you own the QA lifecycle, partner with analysts, work with the engineering team to define and integrate automated test suites into the Azure DevOps CI/CD pipeline, define system level test strategies, coordinated with security team, evaluate AI solutions. And so what they want people to have is like 4 years of formal QA experience, including writing and executing test scripts, strong experience with unit integration, hands-on experience with integrating test suites and the CI/CD, AI fluency, and yada, yada, yada. Let's see what it pay. They want somebody got a bachelor's in computer science, information systems engineering, or equivalent experience. And it's paying $93K to $142,000.
Okay.
So
Cute.
it may be who knows? It may be easier than I'm pretty sure it's easier than what they describe it. But yeah, so there is a lane for like everything, like I've been saying, so people can kind of get scared or they can adapt.
If I was you, I would adapt. I wouldn't let the fear overtake me. A down.
Oh man. Let's see what some of these comments saying. Marquis says,
is this Marquise?
Yep.
Hey, what's good?
Having a hybrid environment assures high availability. Having a proper failover procedure put in place could avoid 70% of the issues that happen. He said hi, by the way. And having cloud-only infrastructure is SPOF for more context.
Yeah. I'm there.
I believe SPOF, if I'm reading the context, is single point of failure.
Yes.
I know you miss cloud.
You know.
I gotta use, but they're not teaching the kids no more context clues.
They're not.
So it's called reading comprehension.
Which is so frustrating. Please, did you look? If just like if your mom go say look on the dresser, it might not be on the dresser. You might need to look near the dresser.
But see, I don't like that because y'all are bad at giving directions. Look where? Where do you want me to look?
In all the spots that can be looked at.
Tell me to take 5 steps and look down to my left. It should be right there. Don't tell me that and then it's not where you told me to go look.
You got to use your context clues there.
Or just tell me to search everywhere.
Yeah, me. I don't know. Somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. I think, let me see what else. Since we on, this was pretty good. This is for the people that say just lie on your resume. They don't check nothing and all the other stuff. And I can tell you from experience, they check a lot. They check a lot of what you put on there. But let's do this, Johnny. Why you keep on laughing at me saying that?
Because it's funny.
Here we go. I want to make his be fast. Because he's showing stuff on the thing.
I lied on a work background check to see what would happen. And here's what the company saw. I tried a fake degree, saying I had a JD from Yale. I tried to close down company. I was indeed a manager at Radio Shack. And I tried to claim my own consulting company that I wouldn't like them to contact because I'm still there. Just as a reminder, I'm an active director of recruiting who still hires people today and still runs checks like this constantly. If getting insight from somebody who's actually working on the inside and trying to bring information back to help you understand it more is helpful, you should be following me. There are all kinds of options of what you want to add. Each of these with separate costs, everything from credit check to education to employment verification, driving records, drug tests. You can add anything to this. Notice as a job seeker how many companies are automatically in here. It's just the records are automated, including Spirit Airlines for all the just say you worked at Spirit Airlines people. But it was not long before I started getting emails about problems with the background check and needing my help. When they were not able to find me in the systems, they asked me to upload some documentation, and I gave them an excuse why I didn't have the documentation for these because I'm lying. But if you actually did work somewhere and they're having trouble proving it, this is how you will have the chance to combat that. Same thing happened with my degree. They were not able to verify me through the National Student Clearinghouse, which only takes a few minutes when a degree is real. They asked me for a copy of the degree. I told them I'd have to try and find it, but I don't have it right at the moment. And you can see what the employer sees each step of the way. They are updated step by step. They see what I typed in. At the very end, the employer and myself
they see what I typed in and send it.
But you can see this is not an automatic pass or fail system. This is something that then shows the company anything they may want to dig further into. So if you were someone who sits there and says, good luck proving that I didn't work there, they don't have to. You have to prove you did. And when they can't verify it, they will ask you for the proof. This isn't corporate propaganda or whatever weird things you want to write in the comments. This is what the majority of office roles do in the United States. And even if you have an anecdote that says they don't do it, they do. So when I say you are likely to get caught lying about things like your education or working at a company, you can listen or you cannot listen. You can argue with yourselves in the comments, but this is a real background check. This is what they see and this is what happens.
Anyways, but no, I thought that was pretty cool because
Why is you lying like that?
you know,
and you think they ain't gonna find out? Like the fact that people think that you finna make all these hundreds of thousands of dollars and these people not gonna do their due diligence to figure out if you actually went to that school, if you actually graduated, if you actually worked at these places you said you worked at.
but you know what I want the cue when you said why you lying?
What?
Why you always lying?
Why you always
Was that Vine?
lying? Oh my God. Yeah.
And then I think he made a longer version. But in all seriousness, I've worked at some companies that had some extensive background checks. I would say my first job ever had to get a security clearance where they was like, hey, let us know where you lived the last 7 years. We need 2 people that you've known for X amount of years, like all that type of stuff. And they were going through everything. Then Goldman Sachs was super in detail.
I've had some pretty lengthy ones, and luckily all of my stuff has come back, and it's why it's important for you to keep all that information and try to be as accurate as possible so that you're not lying about start date, end date, that type of stuff. Because you saying, yeah, you worked there, but really you only worked there for 30 days.
Well, no. True. You can put, I'm going to show you how to finesse. So what you can do is I help people embellish a little bit on their resumes because they want to put the months with the year.
Yeah.
Sometimes that make you have less experience. So we just rock with the years. Now I say when it comes to your job application or the background, like if you get the offer, you put the real dates there.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you put the real dates there.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You got to tell, because you don't want that to be the reason, man. It's hard enough to find a job. It's hard enough to make it all the way to get a background check. And when you do get it and you feel that excitement, you're about to have a job. If you pass the background check, just don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Cybershortieee.
I'm gonna keep on doing the iPod. Actually, we got a question directly for you, and I'm gonna get back to the other chats. But Bill Monty says, "Love the pod, guys. This is for Cybershortieee. I know you passed the SC200 and SC100, especially the latter is no joke. I plan to take the AC500 into this week. Any tips for the Microsoft exams?"
Find a good course to go with the content that they already have that has their exam objectives. I really like Udemy. I typically go for who has the most reviews and who has most recent reviews for those, but that would be my advice. If you're doing like a 900 level, I would say measure up. But for anything that's outside of 900 level, I do not recommend measure up. I recommend that you do a course with someone on Udemy because they have better practice exams in my experience. Like I took some practice exams where I was like, okay, this definitely gave me a better feel for what the exam was going to be like. So I guess that would kind of be my advice. Yeah,
I would say a good mix is, like you said, Udemy and Wiz Labs.
Wiz Labs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me see. I spelled this name wrong. It's Scott Duffy, Duffy.
I can pull up my Udemy to tell you some of the folks that I took.
Let me see. Hopefully, don't start playing in y'all ear. I'm trying to just.
I ain't used it in a while, but hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. But yeah, that SC100, 200, I could do that. The 100 she was rough, and I'll leave it at that.
All right. So while you're searching for that, Marquis says, speaking of AI content, speaking of context clues, I want to ask, Do you think using AI makes humans lose their context clues because they're relying on AI too much? It makes the younger ones do it
Yes.
because that's what they rely on. For us, we were taught how to think. And I think this is why we the generation that's not full of no BS because of how we were taught and what we do with everything when it comes to technology or anything you say. Speaking of, like, when I tell you it's been crazy, you know, they've been saying about the vaccines and all the other stuff. And I want to see if I can sue Goldman Sachs because they made me come into the office faster and I had to get the vaccine to go to work. And I didn't want to get the vaccine. I purposely didn't get it till 2022, and I probably never was going to go get it, to be totally honest, because I did my pros and cons, and I weighed out. If I get it, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be just like the flu.
Was you right? Did you get it?
I ended up getting it because I was directly exposed to a lot of people that had it at an event for my grandma. The whole family had it. Like, think about it. It was so funny. I got the vid going to Ohio for my work trip for JPMC. And I ended up getting my team sick.
You know what's crazy is a lot of people got COVID during work trips. A lot.
But I got it before the work trip and took it on the plane and took it to work.
And took it on the plane is insane.
Like I couldn't even go back to the office. I just was in the hotel last couple of days. I'm talking about I'm ordering Uber Eats like directly down to the hotel. Hey, bring me. I think I told them bring me a whole bunch of water. Bring me this. Bring me that. Like I was like going through it.
Okay. Why can't I find my courses that I pay for on here?
I don't know,
crazy.
but I just put them. The guy I like, Scott Duffy.
Scott's good. I like John Christopher.
You talking about? I think I know you talking about. I think I had him too.
And there was one more person. Hold on.
Yeah, that and Wiz Labs are cool. But let's see. While she waits, let me see. So
Christopher Nett is also good as well, and Alan Rodriguez. So hopefully, all of those lovely names. You can find them on Udemy. They have like $10, $11, $13 courses. They're pretty affordable.
You know what? We should have talked about this after the money segment. I think this was pretty good because this was pretty rare. So let me get this one real quick. Let me speed up the tempo. Speaking of, do y'all you and Bae plan to go see Spider-Man?
No.
Y'all don't like Spider-Man?
She's not really a movie person like that. I'll probably go see it though.
Yeah, I might go next week. Okay, so this is one. Background is, as you see, she said she was earning $35,000 more than the man who trained her. So let's make her go fast.
Wait, huh?
That's what it says. You don't see it?
Story time to how I found out that the man who trained me for one of my
Ain't she
corporate roles
low?
was earning $35,000 less than what I was. One day he comes up to me and he's like, me and some of the other people who have the same position as us are going to be getting together to talk about our annual reviews and how we can ask for a raise. Do you feel comfortable being a part of the conversation? And the thing about me is I always feel comfortable talking about money. So I was like, absolutely. In the back of my mind, I'm like, there is no way that a man is going to be making more money than me. I'm actually already going through the different things that I'm going to say to my manager. Once I find out how much they're making, well, I get to the meeting and it's 4 men, 2 white guys, 1 Chinese man, the one that trained me, and a Colombian man. And one by one, each of them go and they share how much money they're making. And my jaw dropped. In fact, I was like, maybe I should not be a part of this conversation because this is not what I expected. The Colombian man went first and he shared how much he was earning. And it was $25,000 less than what I was earning. Then the Chinese man went and he was earning $35,000 less than what I was earning. And the other 2 guys shared and they were each earning $25,000 and $30,000 less than what I was earning. And then it was my turn and I paused and
I hope she lied.
Maybe I should just tell them a little bit less so that they don't feel bad. But I wanted to be honest because that's what we all agreed to. And I told them how much I was earning and all of their jaws literally dropped. And they were like, is that with your bonus? No, without my bonus. But here is the one thing that all of these men had in common. Each and every one of them started working at the company straight out of college. Never left the company. They never went to any of the competitors to see how much money other people were getting paid for that role. This is a huge mistake that a lot of people make. Instead, what you should be doing is jumping around from company to company every 2 years. Studies show that those who do that have an opportunity to increase their income each time significantly more than what they would have if they had stayed in the same company year over year. So don't get flattered when a company says that they want to keep you. Remember that it's actually costing you a lot more to stay.
So she did end up saying that she helped them people all get paid more.
That's why they don't want you talking about that salary transparency at work. That's exactly why.
Yeah. But no, so you find this out like with people from different ethnic backgrounds, they're willing to take less is the reason why sometimes you don't get jobs because they'll take less. But this is the thing where if you stay somewhere too long, you don't know what's on the market.
Oh, I agree with you 1000%.
A new person typically will make more than a hang on, I'm finna put it on you real quick.
Than someone that's been there for a while. And that does make it a little bit more it does make it a little bit more challenging. I caught it last time. It does make it a little bit more challenging though. I don't even remember what I was saying because that tickled me.
Always being sneaky. But yeah, that's why I tell people. So earlier your career, you can hop around. But that's why I also tell you to stay interviewing. If you ain't interviewing, let's say for instance, and these people are making, let's say she was making 150,000 and these people was making 110, 115. Well, they just been there a long time. They be getting incremental raises.
Yep.
Versus had they been interviewing, they say, oh, somebody will pay me 165, 170 for this. And that's when you start interviewing and you could say, hey, I really like here. Could y'all match this? But
some people wait until they're not with the company and then they start that interview process and then they realize how long they've been quote unquote
underpaid.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I mean by 100,000.
Now I will say there's some instances where like I said, I think a couple times on the podcast, how Costco, your medical benefits is like $20 bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat that.
With Costco?
Yeah.
Like the employer?
Whether you're working in the store or corporate.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think to add your family might be an extra $20. You can't beat that. Only way you beat that is if the employer is just paying for all your stuff.
Yeah.
Which there are companies that do that as well. But for the most part, I always tell people, now I know y'all gonna say you're a hypocrite because you just told people don't chase the money. I would say as far as like your long term to have skills to make more money. However, the money that you could have, like a lot of times people are betting on they can go make the money later and sometimes it's not there. So you do want to take the money because that's why I used to like go back and forth with my mom about, because she's almost a boomer, but she's Gen X because she's born in 68. And so we would talk about that. You need to show loyalty and this and that. No, I don't. Even though I will tell you what's happening to some people in the job search right now is companies are looking at if you had long stints or short stints because they're trying to see who they want to invest in. So if you are, what's the word when you do stuff all the time? A serial job hopper.
I have friends who have told me in interviews that their job hopping has caused them to not get jobs. And that's been said to them. Well, we're just not sure if you're going to stay because based on your history, we see blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
no, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. So you got to be a little measured in your approach or learn how to work C2C. And we got something coming up on that C2C topic pretty soon because everybody out here acting like they showing you how to work C2C for real, but they just lying. They putting stuff in AI and making videos on it.
Shout out to Big J.
Yeah, I got to get her a drop because she be saying a whole bunch of funny stuff. So I got to get her a drop. I think since we're still in the job market, let me do this last one and I'll let us get back into the articles because it was with your boy, what's his name, DeAndre? Yeah, that's his name.
In today's job market, you need to be doing the 75-25 rule, okay? In 2021, I would have told you that you're not getting interviews because your resume sucks. But in 2026, your resume can be in pristine condition, and in fact, with AI, it's impossible for it not to be, right? But you need to be doing a 75-25 rule nowadays, which means that 75% of your time is spent applying to jobs online. But nowadays, applying to jobs just isn't enough. And that's when the 25% comes in, where it comes to that networking and building the relationships with people at different corporations. And not even people at corporations, but people that, I don't know, alumni from the college you went to or organizations that you're a part of. You really have to put the word out there and advocate for yourself like never before that you are looking for another job. Even if that it may be cringy or embarrassing to you, that's what you have to do in today's market.
You actually always have to do that. And this is one of my gripes I had with him as he's fairly young, and he came out being an influencer about his corporate. So I was like, you really haven't been in long enough, and you're giving all this advice. It's always been about. It actually should be 25 applying, 75 the other stuff.
Yeah.
You need to go make the first move because now with ATS, it's messed up.
You got to be pretty aggressive and direct and upfront.
Well, I'll say it's really. You know what? I'm keeping the being with you. Workday is the main one that I have issues with when I've applied. All other type of like Greenhouse, ADP, them and that, way faster to just get results from a resume.
Yeah.
It's Workday and the AI biases.
If I ever saw Workday, please. No, thank you.
What's your next title?
Maybe Shiny Hunters.
Okay.
Shiny Hunters hits Brinks home. The extortion crew Shiny Hunters is claiming they breached Brinks home. Yes, the home security company. Brinks confirmed hackers got into some of their systems and are now threatening to leak what they say, and are now threatening to leak what they took. And the crew is bragging allegedly more than 4.9 million records with personal info. But the part that you really want to understand is that these numbers are the hackers' claims. Brinks hasn't confirmed the full scope and reporters haven't verified them. So we say allegedly. Now, how did they get in? Not with some super cool keyboard. They used a Vishing attack. Vishing is voice phishing, which means that the hacker literally picked up the phone, called an employee, and smooth talked them into completing a Microsoft login step. That's it. No malware, no zero-day exploit, a convincing phone call that handed over the keys, a security company taken down by a phone call. That's the whole lesson, point blank, period. The human is the front door. And that's why it's important. Everybody say they don't have time to do annual security training. We don't have time. We don't know how. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. And let me see. Let me put it on me real quick. So for my notes, what I'm knowing is happening is MFA Fatigue was involved with this. And this is how Uber got breached a couple of years ago.
What is MFA Fatigue again?
So if somebody knows your password, they are constantly successfully logging in and you're getting a push to your phone. So keep on going to push to your phone. And sometimes people eventually get tired of it and they accept it or do it by accident. In this case, it said they got them to manually do it through IT, which I think is just bad protocol because why would somebody call you in to approve something for me? That's stupid. Secondly, I've been wanting identity rules to be built out better to say, hey, if we have this many successful logons, but with this many failed push or successful logons with the push, lock the account.
They should have been definitely deemed as a high-risk user.
Lock the account. On top of that, hey, why don't they have conditional access? So even if they do that, they shouldn't be able to access anything. Now I said they got what pretty much cost like 5 million Salesforce records.
For almost
1.1 million customer contact entries, 3.8 million customer support chat logs from Brinks. Now Brinks one's going to be interesting. 4,000 employee PII entries. Like they should just hang it up.
No,
didn't we do some more Brinks breach or was it ADT?
I don't know. Either one of them.
Let's see what else. And then Shiny Hunters have shifted focus heavily towards cloud SaaS platforms, Salesforce, Canvas, Udemy, rather than raw internal networks. So if you're a consumer who bought a smart lock integrated with Brinks Home, how comfortable do you feel knowing attackers have 3.8 million support chat transcripts detailing customers' home setup issues?
Yeah, so go on and reset your little code.
Not your little code.
For real. That's scary. I mean, it's all scary.
Yeah. So one of the ones I had that I thought was interesting was the Huntress did this thing about after the break-in, and they pretty much had a playbook for what the intruders are doing. Hang on 1 second. All right, we're back. So after the break-in, Huntress unpacks modern intruder playbook. And here we go. So the hackers immediately deploy ransomware when they break in? Not really. Here's the exact step-by-step blueprint of how an attacker settled into a live web server. The attacker gained access to a Windows machine running Microsoft SQL Server through a classic unvalidated input vulnerability, SQL injection, on a hosted web application, the post-exploitation playbook. The reconnaissance, they ran the built-in Windows command, net start task list to list active services, and sent the telemetry to an external command and control server. For persistence, they enabled remote desktop protocol, created a new local user account, and added it directly to the local admin group. For defense evasion, they discovered and manually disabled Windows Defender while disguising malicious files as hidden system read-only objects. And for weaponization and monetization, installed bad ISS modules to hijack web traffic for search engines, redirect fraud, and deployed XMRig cryptocurrency miner running as an auto-starting Windows service. And so the living off the land, attackers don't bring heavy custom malware initially. They use native Windows binaries, PowerShell, net.exe, RDP to blend in with legitimate sysadmin activity. So for root cause and remediation, wiping the crypto miner and deleting the rogue admin account without fixing the original SQL injection flaw means the attacker can walk right back in through the same front door. So why are companies spending millions on shiny AI endpoint detection tools when attackers are still getting in through basic SQL injection bugs that we know how to fix since 1998? The world may never know.
I guess we'll never know. Is that a song?
It comes from, do you remember the Tootsie Pop commercials?
Yeah.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? So sometimes he'll say, let's find out. And then he'll say, the world may never know.
Wow, those really used to be popular commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, people need the tools. It's the detections and the configurations that could use improvement.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I mean, think about it.
That's why there will always be job security, guys.
Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about in big companies, infrastructure ain't what you seen, what it seems. Is they need help. So I'm just telling you that. Did you want to touch the Australia social ban?
Let's get it, shout it. Okay. Australia teen social media ban versus reality. Remember, the world's first law Australia passed, banning under 16s from social media. 3 months in, the report card is out, and their own internet regulator found that more than 8 in 10 Aussie teens are still on the platforms. 88+%. The ban is on the books. The kids are still logged in. Now, the government is not backing down. Their minister basically said, look, we never expected 100% compliance. We don't even get that with drinking age laws, but we still put them on the books. 1 million of accounts were shut down. So the debate isn't, did it fail? It's, what does a win even look like when the internet is woven into a kid's whole life? Now, because there's a real cybersecurity nugget kind of buried here, it's really that age verification issue. We talked about it time and time again. To keep a 15-year-old out, a platform has to know everyone's age, which means collecting more personal information on everybody, including adults. So you're trading a child's safety goal against a privacy cost for the whole population, which brings about a lot of tension, obviously, rightfully so. And this is exactly why just ban it is so much easier to say than it is to actually kind of enforce and put into play. 1 million accounts is still a lot. So just like they said, we knew it wasn't going to be 100% compliance, but that doesn't mean that we're still not going to mandate it or try to still have some control over it. I'm not mad at it. Somebody has to do something because the poor kids these days can't even write a paper. Truly. We was raw dogging papers, research papers, 10-page papers with 24, 48 hours before it was due.
Pen and pencil.
And your book. And how does and what was that book called?
Which one?
It was a citation book, but it didn't become a cite. citation machine or something
I don't know.
that you used to be able to plug your stuff in?
See, I don't know about that. I just know back then I had at home, we had the stick red dictionary. Back in the day, like, does anybody in the chat, did your parents tell you look it up, you'll remember it longer?
My mom for sure.
That's really
and then used to, we need to do that more. But see, the kids are looking it up like this. Down.
because for that
they looking it up like
because
this.
it's really true though.
Yeah.
If you look it up,
But
you remember longer.
but even if you look it up on your phone, you still gonna remember it.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's still looking it up. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Did y'all have in your house? Obviously, you said y'all had a dictionary. Did y'all have an encyclopedia, thesaurus?
I think so. I think we had a thesaurus, and I think
My grandparents had an encyclopedia.
When you just said it to me, that made me think of a freaking almanac.
What is the difference? Let me look.
I think almanac is just telling you about stuff that's happening in the world.
I don't know.
Yeah, the almanac is a yearly book or resource that gives a calendar of the year long with facts about nature, science, and the world. Yeah, so it's like a yearbook for the world. That's what the almanac is.
Okay. Let's see. Dictionary defines words, pronunciation, spelling, usage. Thesaurus gives synonyms and antonyms to help you choose different words. I used to eat that thesaurus up big time. Encyclopedia explains topics, peoples, places, events, and concepts in depth. And then, like he said, an almanac provides facts, statistics, calendars, records, and yearly reference information. So we should start collecting almanacs, huh? Because, yeah. So an almanac, for example, could list Texas population, state birds, the governor, the average rainfall. Encyclopedia would explain Texas history, geography, economy, culture, major cities, government. Yeah. I think I might go get me one from Barnes and Noble.
I don't know. Hey, you ever seen that that TikTok we said, yeah, we have Barnes and Nobles?
No. Who's
Let me see if I can find it. It's like some black guys. They went out and bought like a lot of books. It's actually funny.
Stop chasing.
I'm dead fresh, Carlton.
Okay, easy. I ain't seen you in the house in a while.
Right here from the Farnese and Nokley, nigga. Every day. Came in and got all your books, nigga. Everything, nigga. You know what I mean? Everything. Yo, fuck this book, nigga.
Oh my God.
We got raised, nigga. We in the streets. Hold up. It's a soft bag of
Farnese and
When's
Nokley.
the last time you took a cigarette burn, nigga? You're not a real nigga. You draw comic strips, nigga. Drawing strips, but we on the strip, nigga. Real niggas don't write books, man. Let me see you do some real nigga shit. Dunk a basketball, nigga. So we ain't know where a bookstore was, nigga. Right here.
He sound like Thugnificent.
Somebody said Britannica.
Yeah, Britannica. I remember that. That's my guy, Press Mark D, the bear share. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm trying to share the comment, and I was on the live. We had the Britannica and all that growing up, and I remember when it went digital, and I had the Microsoft version, but could never find the Africa edition. Things that make you go, Yeah, the vertical dictionary is faster. That reminds me of like, that should be a fun task to do for kids. So like for my church goers, when you were a child, they used to do Bible drill. You should do dictionary drill. Give the kids a word, see who find it first.
Yeah, and use it in a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do cute little stuff like that with your babies.
We actually played headbands as a family last night with the kids.
What is that? Is this one?
Yeah, where you put the little headbands on there. But they got it's a card game. That's like a board game.
Oh,
but it's cool because it'll force your kids to like one of the things we work on when Natalie's supposed to be working on the speech is why she likes something, right? Or being descriptive. So it makes her have to describe what is on your head for you to guess it.
Like a dog or whatever.
With Zelly's speech, it forces her to talk better so we can understand what she's saying so we can guess it. So I thought that was pretty cool, and it was a good gamification way for them to actually gain some different skills versus what they're doing over there now.
Who won?
Nobody won. We really didn't take score like that. I think the last one I want to do real quick is the Okta drops the 200 mil.
Big Okta, not the little one.
Big O. And let me see. Go back to that real quick. So pretty much, Okta spent $200 million to solve the newest nightmare in identity, keeping rogue AI agents and machine identities from going off the rails. So this aligns with kind of what we've been talking about. Okta agreed to acquire Palo Alto-based identity security startup Permisso Security in an almost all-cash transaction valued at roughly $200 million. Permisso was founded by the former FireEye executives and specializes in identity threat detection and response. Instead of just checking credentials at the front door, Permisso monitors what users, service accounts, and autonomous AI agents do after they log in. Permisso recently launched Sandy Claw, a sandbox platform that evaluates AI agent behavior in real time to spot unauthorized lateral movement or pre-escalation. I can see this being big. Remember, we just were talking about the detections and how to implement the technology for the whole HuggingFace stuff. This is going to come in clutch for stuff like that. Modern enterprise environments average over 250,000 non-human identities, API keys, service tokens, AI agents, outnumbering human employees 45-1. Traditional SSO only cares if the password MFA is correct. In an era of session hijacking and autonomous agents, identity providers must monitor continuous behavior inside the cloud. If Okta is spending 200 M specifically to track AI bot behavior, does that mean standard enterprise identity tools are completely blind to what AI agents are doing in our networks? That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think we will see more tools created that are focusing on AI, not AI, on agent management for sure.
Yeah. And then, like you also got to set this passwordless. So the conditional access is like, hey,
they'll typically probably tie together too.
Yeah, it'll be like, hey, do you have the certain passwordless tool on your phone or on your thing? So that's an extra layer. So it's not like, I know they just want to make it plain, like identity has gotten more complex outside of just password and SSO.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I want to tell people right now. But if y'all still rocking with us right now, man, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see where we got. Oh, we got to go back to the 2 thing real quick because we got a couple of more fun stuff for y'all. I think this was cool. It was about being likable in corporate.
Is it important?
Yeah.
I agree.
One day I do want to do the panel. I said I was going to do it with the ladies.
Ladies.
Oh, both. I was going to find like a panel of attractive men and women. And not being funny, I want to do a study to see, do attractive
I know you're
people,
not being funny, but it's still funny.
do they get more opportunities than people that's less fortunate looking?
How would you know?
I mean, I remember in business class, the guy told us straight up, hey, like if you think about them high-end stores, they try to hire nice looking people to sell their stuff. So
you could be the most talented person in the building, but if leadership doesn't like you or respect you, you're out of here. Welcome to part 3 of my series about corporate rules that nobody taught me. My name is Kay. I work in HR, and I make content for women who want to learn the corporate game without having the corporate blueprint. Being likable at work is a big part of the corporate game, so let's just stop pretending that's not true. So hard work will get you in the door for sure, but social capital will secure the raise and secure your promotion. So being office fake is not about your morals or anything like that. It's about office diplomacy. It's smiling through a meeting that could have just been an email, or remembering details about your manager's kids so that you can build rapport and gain leverage. Saying, that's an interesting perspective, instead of saying, that's the dumbest damn thing I've ever heard. It's about maintaining your positioning as a person that people want to work with. So stop taking it personally. Just treat likability like a work deliverable. You do it from 9 to 5 to collect your check and to gain leverage, right? And then you turn it off and protect your peace when you go home. You have to master the social game so that you can secure the bag. Save this video, send it to a friend who knows you're fake at work, and follow this page for more advice on navigating corporate America.
Are you going to send this to Destiny?
Maybe. I agree with this, though. I mean, I think it's important to be pleasant regardless of how you feel deep down inside. Nobody cares about how you feel deep down inside. Do what you got to do to get the bag and go home. Rinse and repeat day after day until it's time to retire.
Right. So he said 100% they do. Bill says being very fit and handsome, so I'm told on that one, probably has helped me be likable and more respected.
Bill cutting up.
No, because when you think about it, like people be slobs.
I'm telling you, presentation is important. Presentation is important. Putting your best foot forward, your in effort. You can tell people put effort in the way they look.
If I go back to look, I think about my managers or even if I go about like myself, where my peers was, it's like, okay, I actually show up to work in person like I cared, brush my teeth, get haircuts, wear decent clothes, take care of my body to be in a decent shape.
My mom told me this too, even with the work that she still does to this day. She works with some younger folks and she comes to work a little bit more business casual than they do. And she said that correlates to her numbers, her metrics, her sales.
I'm glad you said that because my brother, he just started his first job this week. And I said, hey, go to the store and get you like some business casual
clothes.
But also you can get them flexible so you don't feel like you're wearing church clothes. So like you get your little Cole Haan tennis shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, when the days you go in the office, come dressed like business casual, better than what everybody else gonna have on.
They're gonna remember that.
It's gonna make you appear to be more mature.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I used to work at Target, I started working at Target when I was 19. People thought I was older than what I was because I came there. Even and then mind you, y'all, this is for $7.75. But I'm working hard. I'm not playing around. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And people thought I was older than what I was. Like, no, I'm 19. Yep. And I remember when I started my first job at Okta, I came through with the yellow polo. It was a I don't know if it was pastel. I gotta find a picture of that polo. I got it somewhere in my thing with a polo. And I had the pleated khakis and I had my shirt tucked in to the point that one of the managers, they said, oh, prior military. I was like, no. I just came dressed. I didn't want to overdo it, but I came decent.
I also agree too with Bill on being fit. You can tell when somebody works out. People who work out and people who look fit give off, I am disciplined, because most of them are not naturally blessed with those bodies. They have to be disciplined to achieve.
Yeah, or you can go to the table.
I mean that too, but yeah, I think that either way, the presentation matters. That goes back to the bonnet conversation, goes back to the do-rags, it goes back to the pajamas, sagging, house shoes. Presentation matters.
Yeah. Let's see. Older black lady at
Even
work.
me myself, if I'm finna go get my eyes looked at, for example, and one of y'all got on pajamas and slippers, I'm gonna go to the person that's dressed up.
He said the older lady at work thought he was 25, but he really 38. 1738. But no, going back to interviews, right? If I know I'm going to possibly talk to like the directors or management, I try to go get a haircut at least, or look these. If I can't get to the barber, I go line my beard up, cut it down a little bit, make it look like I got a haircut, look presentable. I go throw on a white button down. Nothing that's too crazy, right? Either like an Oxford blue, dark blue, something like that. You know what I'm saying? To showing that I'm taking the role serious. I ain't wearing no suits no more. Ain't no reason for me to go put no suit on and stay at the computer screen. But I do try to look at the optics and show that.
You can give business casual virtually by how your top looks.
And I'm here to tell you, so also I put on my blue lights, and you can still have a beard just like it look maintained.
Yeah.
Don't have it too crazy. Let it get crazy once you get hired. That's what I'll say. If you want to get your locks, get hired first, then get the locks. I had one that long before.
The boss, Ricky Rose.
I don't like my beard that long because, like, for example, I like eating wings and like ranch and stuff getting your beard.
Yeah, then you start having skin issues.
Oh. What's your favorite Rick Ross song?
Diced Pineapples.
Really?
Yeah.
I got too many, man. I can start off with
There
he go. That's John Doe.
He got some bangers.
Hey-ho.
Bring back the grown and sexy Ashton Martin music vibes, please.
I was listening to his newest album. He had some. I hadn't finished it, but it sounded good. Black Market. He make like Rick Ross make music for you. Just closed the contract for $1 million. You in a secluded island on a vacation with Bae, and you got a cigar, and you on a balcony smoking.
And you 46.
And you got room service bringing you whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's what type of music
crab
he makes.
legs. They got the crab legs.
Oh, you can eat crab legs. Now that's a blessing.
My type of
I don't really like listen to this guy's content. However, what he said was true when he was talking about these kids. It's all going back to childhood and why the parents got to do a better job of raising them.
A lot of our generation comes from don't say nothing to my kids, and that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people said something to us.
Facts. Here we go.
Stop it with this bullshit about college ain't for everybody. College ain't for nobody. Okay? The academic rigor is no different than what you've already been through. Let me tell you why college ain't for nobody. Because you never gave your kids no goddamn freedom. You never gave their ass no damn responsibility. Then they get out in the world and they're more pressed about partying than studying. They have no discipline. That's the part that makes college not for everybody. They have no discipline, coupled with the fact that you have made it easy for them to come back home. When you send your children off to college, make sure you let they ass know the next time I am coming to pick you up, it is with a cap, gown, diploma, and a U-Haul truck to unpack your apartment. My daddy made it perfectly clear, baby. Once I moved out and went to college, you can't come back here. You can't come back here. And for those of you parents who don't know, I am telling you the way it's supposed to be when you send your kids off to college. You're gone. You cannot come back here.
I disagree with that.
I don't agree with the you can't come back here, but I do think that, especially if you didn't go to college, I think that you should help and rally up a support team for your child. Send them care packages. I'm proud of you. I know this tough. Send them random text messages, phone calls. Go see them if you can. Everybody's family and parents can't, depending on how far. But those little things and nuggets, like I remember all the times my mom came to hang out with me just to come get me to go get some food or take me to the mall or come get me some groceries. Like it's a lot more to it outside of homework. Just like he said, it's really about discipline and learning how to adult and figure things out. You have to figure out how to balance this with that, which is what you do in life. How do you balance having a family? How do you balance working? How do you balance friendships? How do you balance relationships? How do you balance all these different things? So, and I'm Cybershortieee. Can you please?
But no, okay. So it is not just you can't come home, because my kids can stay with me forever. I don't care if they got a corporate job.
But your kid could be in college and live at home.
Yeah, but even if I know our stuff is expensive. Now, the thing is, I do have to, one of the ways to give your kids some responsibilities to start treating them older than what they are and letting them know, hey, if you make this decision, these will be your consequences. And a lot of people don't even prepare the kids to go to school, and they don't even invest in the education during school. And then they want to go to school, but they've been in piss poor schools their whole life.
Me got there and was like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know how to study. What is this?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
So you got that going on.
But that's why I think it's also important for you to be strategic about what
school you go to?
Yeah, and what perks can they offer you? Because sometimes they don't offer you nothing besides just being a big branded name.
And I'll say, like, college can be for people, but sometimes they're not mature enough to go.
At that time.
My brother should never did the quarter system his first go at school. I said, Mom, I know y'all want to let him feel like he's grown now, but he's 18. It's hard to ask an 18-year-old what they want to do for the rest of their life. Make him go to that community college for that first year to get ingratiated to working to college, going to it and doing that stuff. I was like, then if he do good there, let him go to LA Tech. I'm like, I'm just God gifted, and I got through. After my first year, and I think I lost my top scholarship. I said, C's get degrees. But I wasn't really struggling in school. I just struggled my first quarter because Mom did the financial aid wrong. So I didn't have none of the stuff I needed to succeed that first quarter. And so I pretty much was playing catch up. And then I think the first quarter of my sophomore year, I did something stupid. All my classes was on 2 days out of the week.
You thought you was eating down home. Got
and
classes
so, and if anybody's familiar with the quarter system, your classes are longer than typical regular semesters. So these are like 2-hour classes.
All day? You was probably in class till 9.
Nah, it was starting in the morning. I had like 2, had my time I do lunch, and then that one more in the evening. By the evening time, I'm sleepy. So it's all that stuff that I wasn't aware of and nobody really put me on game about. Like, I think by that time I was already using Rate My Professor. But shoot, Alexis will tell you about them boring teachers we had, because we did the same undergrad. And so we was both college of business, actually. But I did good in my college of business classes. I just didn't like anything that wasn't around computers or stuff I was going to do on the day-to-day. I was like, well, I'm taking geology.
Please don't get me started. Because why was I in the mine?
Why am I back in British Lit?
Why was I in the mine in my geology class?
No, that's fun though.
No, that's not.
That's fun. That's fun. I would love to go to a mine instead of like our instructor. He taught like the clear eye guy from whatchamacallit.
Mine was cool, but he wasn't cool enough.
So Bill says, hey, that's what took him forever to get his degree. No discipline going in. My 9-year-old made the baked beans for the cookouts today. Hey, shout out to him though.
I know that's right. Train them up.
Hey, got to. Cause honestly, that's the other thing. A lot of us grew up a little faster, so we could take care of ourselves. I used to tell my brother, this is like 2020 when I was back in town, 2021. He was going through that stage of like not listening. So I was like, hey man, something happened to mom and dad right now. Can you take care of yourself? He thought about it, looked at me. No. I said, well, shut up.
Well, shut up is sending me.
Like if you could take care of yourself, you got all the right to talk. If you can't, no, because that's the other part of being treated as an adult. Being able to take care of yourself, but also making adult-like decisions. If your parents still got to follow up behind you like you were a child, you will get treated as such. It don't matter if you 30. If you still act like you 18, that's how you're going to get treated. And kids have a hard time understanding, hey, I'm not 18 no more. You still act like it. You still saying, hey, I'm short on my bills. Can you help me out?
That part right there.
That's where all this stuff going to. And if it ain't for you, you can come back home, but you're going to have to get a job and be productive.
Yeah.
And if you want to stream, you can do that when you off work, but you're going to have to work.
But if you got to come back home, you still need discipline and structure.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's about.
And that's when you have to, and this is where it gets to, okay, all right, you don't like my rules? Go somewhere else where they're going to let you do what you want to do. Go. And so when you do that and they got to weigh it out, like, do I got somewhere to go? You're like, I don't know, fam. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see. I think we got two of them. Two more. It was the ghosting, or it was, I thought this girl's always funny. I love her. And I've never met her before. It's my favorite person to react to.
Working in corporate is just seeing who's the better actress, because I had to help a user who consistently acted like she didn't know how to change her password. It was as simple as 1, 2, 3, Control-Alt-Delete, but she consistently started acting like she had no clue how to change her password. And since this was a security concern and they sent out a company-wide email, they sent out pictures, instructions, and how complex the password needed to be for everybody to change her password. And she was the only one to reach out to the IT department. She touched 3 people in our help desk and asked them each to change her password. So 3 separate people changed her password at different times of the day. I already knew this, and now it was my turn. She reached out to me and said, can you change my password? I told her no. Your password was already changed 3 different times. I gave her the time and dates, all this other stuff, and she was just like, okay. She reached out to her manager. Her manager reached out to me and said, I want to know why you're not helping my user. I told him exactly why. I sent screenshots and I said, I'm concerned. Is there a reason why she couldn't follow these instructions? Is there a reason why she needed 3 separate people to change her password within a day? This is actually really scary. And is there something IT needs to know so that we can help her under a special circumstance? He didn't reply. So then she decided, because of the fact that I guess her manager went to her and said, you've had your password changed. You don't need to talk to Olivia. She went to the director and said, Olivia Key, CC'd me by the way, did not help me today, blah, 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 blah. I took that email and I sent it to HR. Yeah, I said, I have a growing concern because of the fact that there was, of course, a security concern throughout the whole company. They sent instructions. No one needed to come to IT for a password change. This person went to 3 different people at different times, and I sent all the attached. I said, I reached out to her manager after he reached out to me and asked, hey, is there something special we need to learn about this person? I said, as you guys know, last year, my father suffered a stroke. And before he had that stroke, he could not remember certain things. And now I'm deeply concerned about her health. Let us know if IT needs to do something special for this person, because as you know, that impacted my family in a crazy way. And I'm just concerned. And of course, this woman reached out to me apologizing for her actions, because I'm like, baby, if you want to go that route, I am Glenn Close when it comes to playing these corporate games.
Wait, is that the end?
Viola Davis with the tears, okay? Play with somebody else.
She could be related to Kendra.
It's chess, not checkers. I mean, what part of it was confusing?
But you know what though? That's why everybody's moving the password list. Number 1. Number 2, it's also why, like in the government space, we're using smart cards.
Mhm.
So technically, people have to remember they just have to bring their smart
Smart card
card
to
and,
work.
and know their PIN.
It's so funny how every place you work at is so different. I didn't had a smart card before. I didn't had a hard pass key before. A soft one.
Yeah, I know this how she was when she hit HR. Oh, let me go apologize right now. I don't want no problems.
Remember that video that I sent you of that man who was using his debit card, but he had made it look all crazy in the gas stations? You should play that video.
I need to find. I need to download that joint.
When I tell you we'll say that for next time.
Mhm.
I'll go back and watch that pretty often.
And let me see. Last but not least, I think it's this right here because I know everybody can feel this way. And let me see. Do we got any questions in the chat while I'm doing this? Yes, no, maybe so.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I thought she was waiting for people to ask. No, we don't have any right now.
Okay, that's what I was asking you. Oh, no, this is a long video. We got to hit this thing this thing on faster. Let's go.
Trying to make this video really, really quick, and not 3 minutes, but I need y'all to really, really listen to me and tell me what's going on. I interviewed with this company 4 times. The first interview was with the recruiter. She absolutely loved me, gave me amazing feedback. She said, okay, now we're going to move on to the Zoom interview. The Zoom interview, it was 2 managers. They were grilling me, not grilling, but asking me questions back to back. Killed the interview. They say, you know what? We think you're amazing. Come in for the in-person interview. You're going to interview with the vice president. I interviewed with her and another guy. She was out of town. He was in office. They gave me amazing feedback. I reached out to it. We were going into the 4th of July weekend. I reached out to the recruiter after the 4th of July weekend on that Wednesday. Hey, do you all have any updates? She didn't respond back to a couple of days later. She was very apologetic, real nice young lady. They decided not to go with you. They decided they found somebody else. I said, okay, cool. She said, however, we have another position in a different department with the same salary range, and I think you'll be a great fit. I would like for you to interview with this guy. Now, this is going on the 4th interview. She said, we're going to skip you and I's interview because we already interviewed, and then you're going to just go directly into the Zoom interview. I go into the Zoom interview. He gives me amazing feedback. Hey, I'm going to talk to the recruiter. And I'm going to talk to the vice president of his department, and you'll hear back from us shortly. Today is July 29th or 28th. I don't know. I have not heard back from this company. I hop on TikTok today, and this girl's like, she felt like she was being humiliated with interviewing with this company so many times. And now I'm starting to think I was humiliated. Like, why did y'all do that to me? Like, I just drove out to Schaumburg. Surely you knew you had a different candidate before I drove out there. But then for you to offer me a 4th interview and not call me back, and I'm emailing and like trying to check on the update. I spoke to my mom and she was just telling me like, because now I'm discouraged. She was just saying like, you know, what God has for you is for you. You might have thought that you were for that job, but God may have seen something. Yes, I understand that. And I 100% agree with my mom, but my feelings are a little hurt.
I ain't trying to hear that.
Surely y'all gave me all this great feedback just to not call me back. Like, what's going on with Black women not being hired in these spaces anymore? And I hate to bring race into it, but I know I'm qualified for the job. I know I have the experience. However, I done did 4 interviews with y'all, and it's a huge company, and you can't even give me a text back. You can't give me an email back. I got ghosted.
Yeah, I've been there, bro. I went out like a sucker one time for the job when it was ghosting me because I really need the job. I'm writing follow up after follow up.
What does went out like a sucker mean? Please.
I can, man, some shit I'd never do again. It's like, you know, when you
really need that.
If you aching it to like a relationship and you like, man, it's over, like, you know, leave the girl alone or whatever. Like, you know. Now I thought this job I was supposed to have, and I went out for my birthday when I signed. I was like, so yeah, you know, I'm gonna get the new job. Woo, we out having fun,
celebrating, turned up. Woo woo.
Look, I'm doing updates 416. He said they have some concerns we are working through. Give me a couple of days. I asked him again. 420. I'm going out like a sucker. That's like the last one. Matter of fact, let me see when the start of the thank yous happened. So I started interviewing with them 323.
And still reaching out. 420.
No, so now look at this say. I gave him a thank you letter and 323. Just some BS. I reached out to him on the 29th. Just let him know, hey, this is who I am again. Like, why y'all taking so long? On the 29th, he got back to me and said, hey, sorry, Henry, for not getting back with you sooner. We'll pick this back up with the next interview. early next week. Our goal is to have this wrapped up with start dates April 15th, 2018. And on April 5th, he asked me, do I have time tomorrow to talk by phone about 30 minutes? I want to prep you for your conversation. We know what time works for you. When we met, I forgot to ask you if you done research and blah, 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 OSINT or some BS stuff. And I said I was available. What time? And I went. And so that's the stuff. Let's see, we did that. He called me. And I did the interview, I guess, on April 11th. And then that's when I kept on going on. And they never really told me nothing. But that's the same job. And she may not ever see this video. That same job was I dodged the bullet because they ended up hiring a woman who didn't know what she was doing. And because a guy that was working there currently ended up working with me in my new team in Opta. So what her mom was telling her is true. It just don't feel like it because you kind of going through the BS at the time. And I was just going outside because I need a job. I was like, bro.
I think that they be forgetting. I think they be forgetting about the interviews. Not in every circumstance, but I've had that happen to me before where somebody, oh, I didn't know. Well, they didn't put it on my calendar. And so I think that a lot of it be human error. Somebody dropped the ball along somewhere. Somebody was supposed to pass it off to somebody because somebody on vacation, they didn't. I think a lot of it do be human error. Yeah. And I don't think it always is maliciously done. I'm not saying it isn't malicious at times, but I don't think all of it is malicious.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. These people are out here crazy. Anything you want to leave the people with, man? They didn't rock with us for like 2 hours.
What do I want to leave the people with? Nothing. Really? I'm just kidding. I'll say something nice. Be kind. You never know what people are going through. It's hot. You never know what people are going through. So be kind to people.
My quote is something I've been telling my kids. Do what you're supposed to do and not what you want to do.
That's a parent quote.
Do what you're supposed to do and not what you want to do. This is gonna go for your studying for your lab. I mean for your certs, doing your labs, applying to that job, going to that gym. Do what you're supposed to do and not what you want to do, and you're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
All right. But appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. It's been another episode of Textual Talk. I'm your host HD.
And your girl Cybershortieee.
And we are out. Peace.